Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a SORCUBUS class mod build guide in Baldur's Gate 3. Now this is a modded class that was made by the Cheeseman83. It's now available in the in-game mod manager. It was just uploaded last week, and this is a cool one. So it's based around obviously like a succubus. It's got fire damage spells. You actually get a lot of spells, and it has a bunch of unique abilities here. Like at level 1 you get the Malevolent Whispers, which gives you a grants a 1d4 bonus ability checks advantage and advantage on deception checks, instructing them on how to impersonate a bard, paladin, sorcerer, pact of the fiend, warlock. This is pretty cool. It's got a lot of unique effects, obviously around fire damage and control. So you get the Inured to Inferno. You're accustomed to being wreathed in flames that can overcome burns with sheer willpower. Any fire damage you receive is reduced by your charisma modifier. You also get Profane Beauty. Your otherworldly beauty makes it difficult for others to strike you. While not wearing armor, you add a bonus to your armor class equal to your charisma modifier, and any humanoid that you can see attempts a melee attack within the first must do a wisdom saving throw or become charmed for 1 turn. So nice little armor there. I'm also using a Jennifer's Body face mod that's now in the in-game mod manager, so pretty cool. Now for ability scores, I think charisma is the best choice, and dexterity. So something like this can work well. Having your strength at about 8 and 16 dexterity, 14 constitution, 16 charisma. Having persuasion, deception for your skills is also really nice. But I'll be covering a full build guide as well as the combat. I'm also wearing just a modded outfit, but I'll show you a base game outfit or base game armor that you can use instead. And I'll also show off combat to give you an idea how to play this. So level 2, you get to create sorcery points in spell slots. You get meta magics, which you got twin spell, distance spells, your choices. Those are the 2 strongest. So it is, again, like as the name implies, like a sorcerer succubus. At level 3, you get all these spells. So you get like heat metal, hold person. You also get mistress spells. So you got Agonizer, Scorcher here, Misty Step, Scorching Ray, Silvery Barbs, and Tasha's Mind Whip. You also get the actions Fiendish Charm. Charming humanoid, prevent it from attacking you. You gain advantage on charisma checks in dialogue, which is pretty nice. And we also can take the Quicken spell Meta Magic here, which is obviously very strong, allowing us to cast a second spell in combat. At level 4, we get the Telepathic Command. Telepathic command a charmed person to perform an action as a bonus action. So this is where things come together, because we can charm targets just from them attacking us, and then we can control them with bonus actions. Now, an ability score improvement our charisma is probably the best choice, because this will increase a lot of things spell casting, as well as our armor class. At level 5, we get, again, a bunch of spells like Melf's Minute, Meteors, Fireball, and even the Glyph of Warding Fire. Or the Sleep Glyph of Warding Fear. Like, there's a lot of thematic spells that we do get here, and you get a lot of them. At level 6, we get the class feature Molten Masochism. Whenever you taste... Those who taste your flames are tormented by exquisite agony. Whenever you deal fire damage, you apply 2 turns of mental fatigue. And dominating your enemies inflames your passion. When you inflict a condition, you gain 2 turns of heat, which we can later use at level 12 to do a pretty cool thing. At level 7, we get further spells like the Wall of Fire, the Summon Greater Demon from Mistress Spells, Everard's Black Tentacles, Mesmer's Lullaby, and Confusion, and more. It's pretty good. At level 8, we just get ourselves a feat, which we will use to take up the charisma again with an ability score improvement to max it out, giving us a +5 to our armor class. And at level 9, we get some other further spells like Infernal Calling, call forth the devil from the 9 hells, Planar Binding, Immolation, Hold Monster, Fire Step, Hellflame Strike, which is a double fire damage version of like the cleric spell you can get. Innervation, which can heal you, and also Dominate Person. So got a lot of spells there. We get so many spells. Level 10, we get the Seductive Gaze. Whenever a humanoid can see your eyes begins to turn within 30 meters of you, or 30 feet, it must do a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature becomes distracted by desire, taking a 1d4 penalty, attack roll, saving throws, and ability checks until the end of its turn. And then we get also another meta magic, so we can go with Careful Spell there. And at level 10 or 11 here, we get ourselves the Planar Ally Cambion, so just the Cambion version of it. And we also get the Chains of Desire. Choose a nearby charmed humanoid that is distracted by desire, forcing them to make a wisdom saving throw. If they fail, they're enslaved to you and your will for the rest of the day. You may only attempt to take over one once per day and no more than 1 target at one time. So yeah, with that, once you charm the target and then they get hit with the distracted by desire, you can then take over them. Pretty crazy. Those get autos, Irresistible Dance, Eye Bite, and Arcane Gate, but the Planar Ally Cambion being the biggest spell that we get there. And at level 12, we get the Carnal Conflagration. When you channel your heat into Burning Passion in your magic. When you use Heat Convergence, you also engulf the target in Infernal Hellfire for a number of turns equal to the number of stacks of heat that was used. pretty strong. And our final feat that we'll go with, ability score improvement on dexterity can be nice, or we can just go with the alert for the +5 initiative and cannot be surprised. Now, we get a lot of spells. You'll see here, your full spell list is just completely swamped with different things, so I'll just clean it up here. So this looks a little bit better. Now, the way that we want to go about doing this, we got our planar ally Cambion. I would recommend taking a staff like the Staff of Spell Power to get yourself a free cast of it, because we don't want to burn up our level 6 spell slots. So we got that to give ourselves that free Cambion. And then also you can swap out and take another stave if you got one that can give you a free cast. And with that, you got the Infernal Calling for another summon here. So we got ourselves the Cambion and American Legion. We can summon those in as well, giving ourselves another summon here. So we got those two summons. And then also, if you got the Summon Greater Demon, which is the concentration for other summons that we could bring in. And there's also the Quasites that you can bring in, Quasite and Imp with the Summon Lesser Demons. So we get quite a few demons that we can summon in. So we had the Conjured Imp and Quasite there. So that gives us 5 different summons, and then we have a concentration-based summon, although I do want to use my concentration for other things, so I won't bring those in. But you see there, we got a pretty good squad. Now, for gear. So for gear, we got ourselves the pyroquickness hat, which whenever we deal 5 damage with a spell, we burn ourselves and get an extra bonus action, which, again, we get quicken spells, so we can do a lot of spell casting. Cloak of Protection. The Helldisk armor works well here because we only get light armor proficiency, so you don't get a lot of options that are very effective. But we also have things like the Ballast Armor if you want to go with that late game. Early game is going to be robes like the Robe of Supreme Defenses, the Potent Robe, which will give us additional damage on our cantrips, equal to Charisma modifier, and Robe of the Weave is also a nice late game option. The Hellish Gloves just make a whole lot of sense here because this gives us extra fire damage on our attacks and increased spell saves DC. Evasive Shoes for better armor class, and also one with the Crypt Lord Ring for the free Create Undead spell, and Ring of Protection, Amulet of Greater Health to give us 122 health. Hellrider Longbow for that +3 to initiative, and then Mark of Heshker just works best here because we can stack up heat by using this, and Viconia's Walking Fortress. Now, unfortunately, the Maragons will just be mindful of summoning them in because they do lose control, so unfortunately we just got ourselves into a fight because of them, so that is something that can occur. Just be mindful of that. So I'll just get into a fight now, and I guess we can use some of our new spells, the Gaganazar Scorcher or the Hell Flame Strike, just to get things started off here. And yeah, unfortunately our camp is now exploded because one of these here lost his control of the Infernal Control. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but they didn't care that I just fought them. That was very strange. That's not intended. Don't know what's happening here, and it won't let me act. There we go. We can finally get into combat. So here's where I guess we got our bonus actions, or we got our action back. Heat Convergence is going to be a big thing that we can drop on here. I should have probably also used the Mark of Heshker and applied the Flames of Wrath here, because this will give us additional bonus damage with fire spells, and it'll also allow us to stack up heat even quicker because we get the Grip by Kreska's Flame, and whenever we deal damage with a spell, we gain 1 turn of heat. So we also get ourselves a free casting of Fireball, which I'll just drop down right here on a large group of enemies, and it applies the mental fatigue to all the targets that we hit. So pretty nice. So anytime that we get a target charmed, we can just apply this telepathic command to them as well. So I'd recommend trying to get that to go off as much as possible. And yeah, we also got our cool abilities like the Scalding Sadism here, which will give us heat every time that we are inflicting conditions on targets, which if you got the ability drain from the Illithid ability, that's going to count. I guess we could also go with a Quicken spell since we got that ability to do so. And since there's a large group of enemies there, I should have just dropped a Confusion spell on them all, because that'll at least make them so that they start attacking each other. So boom, we confused all of them. That's perfect. Now we just got to get targets charmed as well. So yeah, if we can get we have that extra bonus action. We actually could go with another Quicken spell here, which is kind of funny. And yeah, we want to be able to apply our Charmed on as many targets as possible with this. And unfortunately, the Fiendish Charm does not work with our Quicken spell, but you can see there, we actually have a lot of spells that work with that. So getting the Power Quickness hat on this is actually pretty crazy because it lets you go off on targets like this, giving us an extra ability to do more fire damage. Unfortunately, you only get one of the bonus actions, so having haste doesn't give you multiple of them. And we also have our Cambion friend here to do some extra fire damage on targets that are close to being finished off. You can see there, that's where it really shines whenever there's a target that's very weak. And you can also start combat off with your Quasite there, which just got completely destroyed by our American here. Don't know why it's attacking them, but I guess it started fighting. So I guess we'll just get them to go off against each other because, yeah, they're fighting. So with all these confused enemies, they're going to do some weird stuff. There's only like a 1 in 10 chance it'll attack you or your team. So it attacked me, it attacked my summon, and then attacked the teammate there. They'll act really strange. So for some reason, there's a few of them that are yellow. So yeah, we'll just see what's going on here. They're also attacking each other. He's not charmed or anything, so that's strange. But Infernal Conflict, it's now under that control. So be mindful of these. They cause a lot of problems. And we also got the silvery barbs here that'll help without... I don't know why I use that on them, but it hit all those targets there, so that works. Yeah, it's still attacking for us, so that's nice. The nice thing is once they're confused, they'll start just taking each other out, which is perfect. It's exactly what we want because that means less things for us to deal with. And then we can focus on the ones that don't have the confusion set up. So I'm going to go ahead here and just show off some of the abilities. So we can go with the Fiendish Charm on a target that has a little bit less health. And you want to be able to land this. So 85% chance of landing on this target. They're now charmed. And then once the target's charmed, you have the Chains of Desire, which allows us to dominate a nearby humanoid that is distracted by desire. It's not an affected target, but we can go with the Telepathic Command to make it either... It's got all the normal ones, but it also has Assault, go mad for turn attacks on him. It has the Betray, command a creature to join your side for a turn and make a weapon attack against one of his allies. And the Disrobe, which allows you to make it throw its clothing off. It's kind of funny. So we'll get it there to betray its teammate. Pretty funny that you can go ahead with doing that. And then we'll ourselves drop down. I guess I can't use Wall of Fire because it'll use up our concentration. So I'll use the new spell here, the Hellfire Strike, or Hellflame Strike. And we'll just go after these targets here. Confused. That guy's not confused, so I'll just drop this right here. And it's a good amount of fire damage. Boom. Got our extra bonus action so that we can quicken a spell and go for even more carnage. So yeah, you can see there, you got a lot of options when it comes to what you can do in terms of fighting. For single target DPS, I would recommend going with the Scorching Ray here. It's just going to hit really hard. So that's why I went with that there. Took out that target. Pretty solid. Yeah, it's got the Unfriendly Fire inspiration there because they're fighting amongst each other. That works perfectly if you're the Dark Urge. And that target there is charmed, so it's even better. We unfortunately got hit with slow, so we want to take out the target that has that concentration, which is right here with 2 health. So they're going to go bye-bye. I'm just going to blast them with every single beam there just because I don't mess around. Now they lost the concentration on slow, which is perfect. We can use our heat convergence too to also blast away with some fire damage spells. So we'll just go with a nice fireball here to try and take out the Marigan. And then I want to try and attempt to, no, it's obviously immune to fire damage. I want to try to get the this ability off. So they're all just attacking the Marigan there. And if I drop a fireball or anything on them, it won't even affect them, but I'm still going to drop Agonizer Scorcher there. And yeah, we'll deal with the outcome of that. So I want to get this one to attack us because it's currently under the charm. I guess we can go with, we got a lot of crowd control too that we can also use against these targets. And yeah, I'll just go with the Nox Minor Drain there to give us a little bit of healing. There we go. For some reason this, I don't know why this guard is now on our side, but yeah, that's something that just happened. So I'll just restart the combat with hitting them with a Scorching Ray. And we'll get back into things here so that we can then go ahead with our charm. So I will go ahead and apply the charm again. So you got that Fiendish Charm that we can apply. I cannot be charmed again by that. That's something I guess you should note. So yeah, all about that fire damage then. You want to get them charmed if at all possible, because once they're charmed, then you can go ahead with the Chains of Desire then and then control them for the rest of the day. That unfortunately didn't work out for us, but yeah, this is a very fun fire and charm based build. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.